Hey guys, Igor Hernandez here. I'm one of the attorneys at Cornish Hernandez and Gonzalez, where I practice injury law and first-party homeowner property claims. And today I'm going to talk to you about the reason why you should not cash that check. Here's what I mean by that. You get into an accident, you get into a slip and fall, something bad happens to you because of somebody else's fault. You're going to get a phone call, especially if you don't have a lawyer, right? So you don't have a lawyer because you're thinking, well, it's not that bad. Yeah, my back hurts or I broke my leg or whatever the case may be, but I'm a tough guy. It's not that bad. I'll just kind of, I'll recover. It's not a big deal. And then the insurance company for the party who injured you, so whether it be a store, whether it be a car accident, whatever the case may be, they'll reach out to you. And they're like, hey, man, listen, we feel terrible for what happened. We want to make it right. You got medical bills? How are your medical bills? Oh, $5,000, $7,000. Oh, okay, cool. You know what? Because we're so gracious, because we feel so terrible about what happened, we're going to send you a check for $5,000. So you don't have to worry about your medical bills. You don't have to, stress about it. We got you, And then they'll send you a check. And with the check comes the release. And it says, basically, if you cash this check, you agree that this case is over. You're not going to bring any other claims for this case. You're not going to seek any further compensation. And that's it. It's game over. Thanks for playing, and the case is over, right? Well, if you cash that check and you sign that release, but even if you just cash that check, which you don't want to do, what happens is the case is over. So they're paying you for your medical bills, but in reality, what they're doing is they're paying you a percentage. They're paying you a fraction of what you're actually entitled to. So what happens is, if let's say you slip and fall somewhere and you break your leg, right? Well, you have medical bills because you need medical treatment, but also you have pain and suffering, meaning breaking your leg hurts, and it's a big deal. And you didn't want to have to go through that. You were not asking to get your leg broken that day. It just happened that somebody messed up and they did not do what they were supposed to do. And because of that, you had an accident. You slipped, you fell, you broke your leg. Well, in Florida, you're entitled to get that in money, meaning there's a certain money value for that pain and suffering, for having to go through that you're entitled to get. And that amount is usually a lot more than whatever your medical bills are. So for example, if you break your leg, you have to go to the hospital, you may have to get surgery, whatever that number is, maybe 20,000, maybe 50,000, maybe 5,000, depending on what the injury is, the pain and suffering is going to be significantly more than that. Why? Because nobody likes to go through that kind of stuff. And so while the medicals are easily quantifiable, the pain and suffering is not. The pain and suffering really depends on how bad it was, and it's just kind of a general number that it would depend on what a jury thinks that is worth. Meaning, if you break your leg, a jury may think that that's worth $100,000 in pain and suffering, or $200,000, $300,000, while the medicals may be $20,000 or $40,000. So when they say, hey, here's the check, we'll pay your medical bills, we're very sorry about what happened, what they're trying to do is they're trying to just get off easy. They're trying to just pay you a fraction of what you're entitled to in the hopes that you don't get a lawyer, that you sign that paper, that you cash that check, and then you will not be able to recover your pain and suffering, which is going to be significantly more. Almost always it's going to be significantly more than whatever the medical bills are. So long story short, do not cash that check. Do not sign that release. Get yourself a lawyer who's going to walk through the case and is going to actually be able to work the case up to the value that it's actually worth to get you the maximum compensation that's available under Florida law. The insurance companies are not your friend. They're not your good neighbor. You're not in good hands. What they're trying to do every single hour of every single day of every single year is to pay as little as possible so that they can make the highest amount of profits for the board of directors. Because after all, they are a for-profit company. There's no such thing as a non-profit insurance company. It's a money-making business, and the goal of any money-making business is to make money. So anyway, guys, that's it for now. I will catch you again next time.